When I was younger, I always carried a sketchbook with me. I liked capturing things from everyday life. It was like a social thing for me to be sketching. You're kind of like excited and passionate about everything. I was very self-indulgent, and I think I'm even still like that with my art. I like to challenge myself all the time and I get bored quickly, so I'm always doing the next thing that excites me. When I was 20 years old, I went to go visit a friend who lived in Virginia, and while I was there, I ended up getting injured. I was shot in the back by an unknown assailant who was never caught or identified. I sustained a spinal cord injury, and I became paralyzed. I don't know if people really understand what a life-changing event it is. The one thing that I had going for me was being this talented young artist, and then I couldn't use my hands. I didn't even know if I was gonna paint again. I literally thought my life was over. I thought I was never gonna have any friends. I was gonna go live in a nursing home. So I spent the first year basically completely depressed and in the dark, where I didn't want to get out of bed. Now remember, painting is always ugly before it's pretty, because you gotta find the pretty in it. You know, you have to sign your name. If you're an adult, you have to learn how to sign your name. You go back to fundamentals. With my left hand, I could use my arm a little bit, so they would strap these pencils to my arm, and I just couldn't do it. And then one day the occupational therapist said, try putting the pen in your mouth. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. I don't want to do that. But I did that, and the moment I did that, my name, my signature was almost the same. And I was writing with my mouth. And so I noticed how much control I had. I was like, oh, I could probably draw this way. I could probably paint this way. And I did, but like I said, I was really bad at it first. So it was so discouraging, it was humbling, because I knew how to paint. I started realizing that I could still do this one thing from my former life that was so important to me. And then I found a new purpose, I think, at that point, that I could do this thing, and I'm gonna do this thing really well, and I can do it in this new and unique way. We need some music. I actually don't put the brush in my teeth. I tuck it in my cheek, in my lips. It's a very soft grasp, so I'm not clamping down on anything. You know, the paralyzed body is heavy, and that was the notion I started with, the weight of gravity when you're paralyzed, and it brought these images in mind. But I think people related, like people have other heavy parts of their lives that can be universal. It's one thing to create a beautiful painting, but to be able to make art that can share an experience. You ask me what paintings I think that I would be most proud of. I think that it would be work that I'm going to be making. Because at some point you have to stop looking back at what you had and start saying, oh, what I have now is probably greater.